Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome to El Clasico. It is Barcelona heading to Real Madrid in La Liga, and in today's video we are going to be focusing on and paying some special attention to those players coming into this game who need to prove themselves, who need a big game on the big stage, and what better way to do it than in a game like this with the La Liga title at stake. Can they step up? We're going to be talking about 3 players from Real Madrid and 3 from Barcelona. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Because I want to start here with the man who is going to be tasked at the centre of Real Madrid's defence with their injury problems. It is going to be a big night for Eder Militao, the player there that was brought in 2019 from Porto, and he was very highly rated upon arriving in Madrid. And for that reason, they did pay 50 million euros to secure his signature, which of course now, especially given all the pandemic and everything like that, that's a big amount of money there. And I have to say, so far in his Real Madrid career, he hasn't convinced, and he hasn't really won the trust of Zinedine Zidane, so much so that Militao has only really been selected, especially this season, when Real Madrid have had huge injury problems. And as a result of that, Militao has only appeared on 9 occasions in all competitions so far this season, and in those appearances, Real Madrid have only kept a clean sheet in just 1 of those games. However, coming into El Clasico, Militao does come into it off the back there of probably one of his best performances in a Real Madrid shirt. He was strong against Liverpool in the Champions League, which will give him confidence, it will give the team confidence, and what we, Barcelona, have to do right here is put as much pressure as we possibly can on this man. Up next is a defender on the side of Barcelona. We are going to talk here about Serginho Dest, of course, still very young at just 20 years old. And of course, he got his very first taste of this fixture back in 2020 there, coming at the Camp Nou in our 3-1 defeat to Real Madrid. And of course, that's not the kind of Clasico experience that you want to have as a young player coming in. But I have to say, looking at the way that Dest is understanding and adapting to this team, I also think the 3 at the back system has helped him enormously. Moving in there to wing back has really helped both him and Jordi Alba, and he was absolutely outstanding. His best game in the Barcelona shirt coming there against Real Sociedad when he scored 2 goals. And the thing about that game was, it wasn't a one-off, because he was really impressive in the Champions League away at Paris Saint-Germain. He hit the bar in that game, could have easily scored. He scored as well during the international break, and certainly in this game, we are going to be relying on both of our wing backs to get forward, help out, give us that width. It's a big game, a very big game for Serginho Dest. Up next on my list of those who need to prove themselves in the colours of Real Madrid, it is none other than Marco Ascenzio, a player there that of course is very well known to us Barcelona fans, given the fact that he has been around for quite a while now as a Real Madrid player. And of course we did have the opportunity to sign him way back in 2014, coming in from Mallorca, but instead we decided there to spend 4 million euros on Douglas. And of course Ascenzio has gone on there to score some absolute rockets for Real Madrid. He exploded onto the scene, but I have to say, over the past few seasons, I think his development, and certainly the hype surrounding him, it has really stagnated, and Ascenzio hasn't been playing his best football until this season. I think recently, under Zidane, he's had a bit of a renaissance. I think certainly there now, at the age of 25, he feels that he's got to really stand up. He has to start delivering now on a consistent basis, and of course Real Madrid, they need some help in terms of Benzema there, carrying them with goals. They need help there from their wide players. Ascenzio has scored in all 3 of his last league games, and he scored against Liverpool in midweek. And for that reason, don't write him off and pay attention to him in this game. Up next for Barcelona is yet another young player. There are a number of players again coming into this fixture that do lack a bit of experience, but of course they do make up for it in their youthful exuberance and indeed their talents, such as Pedri has. He is a young guy. He has shown this season that he can mix it with the best of them. He has played an unbelievable amount of games under Ronald Koeman, and it is incredible to see what he's done throughout the season. But I have to say, in the first Clasico of the season, he was played out wide. It didn't really suit him. It didn't really work out in in that game. I think against Paris Saint-Germain, he had a bit of a tough time too. And certainly here in the big games, Pedri, he is still learning. He is still just 18 years old. It is going to take time in fixtures of this size. But of course now, it's a brilliant opportunity for him. He now, in the international break, has gone away there with the Spanish senior team. That would have given him a lot of confidence there. It would have made him feel as though he's really part here of the elite players in the world. He can make an impact. We all know about his relationship and his combination play with Lionel Messi. And could this be another one of those games where Pedri lights it up? In terms of the third player, though, for Real Madrid, it's the other winger. I want to talk here about Vernicius Junior. And this guy really is a very, very interesting player to me because, of course, he was signed by Real Madrid when he was very, very young there in his career. Florentino Perez, he almost seems desperate, doesn't he, to make up for missing out on Neymar all those years ago. He signed Vernicius, and I think he's come in. I think he's been a bit of hit and miss. I think at times he looks brilliant. He looks elusive. You can't touch him. He's fantastic on the ball. But then in front of goal, time and time again, he has let himself down. He hasn't quite been able to put that finishing touches on a lot of his good moves, and he is still lacking that consistency. But coming into this game here, Vernicius, number one, has the ability to say, you know what, in the Clasico, in this very fixture last season, I scored. Crucial goal on the day it was to give Real Madrid the lead. Yes, there was a deflection, but Vernicius will come into this game feeling good about facing Barcelona. And also, let's not forget, in midweek against Liverpool, that was his most clinical, that was his most destructive game in a Real Madrid shirt. He got his chances, he buried them. He will be high on confidence. We'll need the likes of Dest. We'll need Araujo, we'll need Mingueza, we will need players there to match him for pace and to get tight to him on the ball because he can make things happen. And speaking of big recent performances, we finish here with Easeman Dembele, somebody who coming into this game, he is probably the player that I am most excited to see. I want him to do something. I want him to explode on this kind of occasion. We all know what he's capable of. He's had injury problems during his career at Barcelona. We know that it's taken time to see him consistently out on the field, but this season, he's been playing regularly, and when he has been playing, he can be effective. And of course, against Paris Saint-Germain in the second leg, he missed a number of chances. He received a lot of criticism there from the Barcelona fans, but the most frustrating thing about that was the fact that he kept getting in to those brilliant positions. He had those chances because he was the danger man on the day. Since that game, he's really bounced back. He scored a brilliant goal in our great performance against Real Sociedad, and he also had one disallowed on that day. You also take into account there that he went back with the French national team for the first time in a long time, and he scored for his country. And of course, you think of all that confidence, all of that momentum he's going to carry into this game after that stunning winning goal against Real Valladolid. He kept our title hopes alive. He delivered the 3 points. And now in El Clasico, for the big money signing, the man with so much expected of him, can he arrive in the biggest fixture of them all? So those right there, guys, are some of the players in this game who I feel really do have a point to prove. Certainly there, whether it comes down to experience, whether it comes down to consistency, these players out here, they'll be going out with a real ambition and a real drive behind them to show what they can do. And of course, there's many other players that we could have included on this list. And you would actually say that every single player who plays on Saturday, they all need to be playing with that kind of spirit. And I would completely agree. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Out of the list here, who do you feel is going to do well on Saturday? Where will the game be won and lost? And of course, there is going to be plenty more build-up ahead of Saturday's clash coming right here on Talk FCB, and indeed over on More Talk FCB. I will see you soon, guys. We are getting ready for this game, and I cannot wait. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.